Well, Governor, that is martial law. When the courts say it's secret, when you try to bring up your rights, and you've got to go to a star chamber at the appeals court, and so you're not even going to seek going to the appeals because that's not a jury. That's a fraud. That's giving into the sham.
Well, I don't know yet. I haven't discussed my alternatives with my lawyer yet. We'll probably do that early next week of whether I want to try to take it to the Court of Appeals. But again, Alex, that's 3 paid judges by the U.S. government. You think for 1 second they're going to rule in my favor?
No. Well, in closing, I appreciate you calling us first after the press conference. I'm very honored, and I want to tell you that Jim Mars, who, of course, wrote the book that was used in the film JFK, is on hold. He just said he wants to really thank you when he heard you were probably going to be coming on. Dave Mustaine said he wants to thank you just spontaneously. Everybody I talked to, because people are really upset about this, watching their wives, their children groped, they all say thank you, Jesse, for what you did, and thank you to your family for going through all you've done, and the media persecuting you over the years for being a good governor and telling the truth. God bless you, my friend, and we'll talk to you sometime next week.
Thank you, Alex, and give my best to Jim and tell him stay on the trail of the assassins.
All right, sir. God bless.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, there you go. And, me and Jesse have gotten to be good friends, and he's real. People attack him, and he cares about freedom, and he is so, I've flown with him a few times, and he really is a real guy. He's a quiet guy. He's a nice guy. You can tell he gets very upset. He started shouting but in a controlled way when they were rubbing all over him and stuff, and they were laughing. And it's Jesse Ventura, and the idiots asked him for autographs after they groped him, and he was like, no. And then I was like, hey, I shot video and photos of it, and he's like, let me see it. And he goes, well, it's embarrassing. Erase it. And later it would have been good actually for court, but I said, okay. But he literally. He was in a good mood until he did that, and then our plane was delayed for like 3 hours, and he was just sitting there going, and he would go over to troops that were all flying out of Atlanta and say, do you like this? Do you know what's going on? And by the time he got on the plane, he was just like, controlled rage. And it's like a joke. The media is all, Ventura claims he's been abused. Ventura claims he's, flying hundreds of times a year with him going up in his legs, Again, I told the guy, I'm going to probably sue you if you grope me. So he didn't do all that stuff. He did. He goes, well, I have to check the waistband. He just barely, it was still a violation. People say, well, man up. The pilots, most of them combat pilot veterans that came out last year, we're going back to Jim, they would physically go, it was reported, and vomit. Or they were unable to fly. They would say, and then their union said, that's it, we're shutting air traffic down. And they said, okay, now you can go through your own line and we'll stop groping you. And they quit for a few months in that new special line, but then now have started it again with some of the pilots. And people say, well, why would some guy who's been a Vietnam combat pilot, one of them, perfect flying record, whatever, why would you have to go leave and then get home and vomit in your parking lot? Because you live your whole life as a man, as an upstanding, good person who's all about your personal space, your family, and walking up with people in uniforms. This is like being sent to prison. This is like being sent to prison. I'll tell you, I got in a fist fight one time with a guy who was a lot bigger than me, and boy, that's when there's trouble. Because that's when, I go into that caveman mode and some big 250-pound guy, and I'm 170 pounds then, starts really hurting me. It's kind of blackout time. People get hurt. So a couple times I was sent to jail as a juvenile. But one time it was really bad at Terrell. And I had the pervert guard come get me and say he was going to go take a shower with me. And I told him, I said, you're going to pay for this. And I said, you will pay. And I said, and my dad, I know my dad, he's a really sweet guy, but I knew him. I said, you're going to pay. There's still such a thing as Texas justice. I said, and I wasn't going to, I said, you're going to pay for this. And he said, you just get back in there then. And I was in solitary for like 3 days till they got into court and got me out. Because I didn't start the fight. The big tough guy, wrestling champion, started it, and he got his brains basically bashed out. Because you start hurting me, man, that's, that's when the switch gets thrown. And in this country, you should be able to defend yourself. And my point is, the feeling of that guy pushing me into that shower, and I was dressed, he goes, take your clothes off for touching me. The feeling of that was, wanted to throw up. That must be what it's like for a woman when somebody rapes them. They say, well, just enjoy it. Bull crap. Bull crap. Okay? I mean, listen, growing up, dating girls, the first time you're out with some girl and you're in the movie theater and she puts her hand in your lap, it's kind of like electricity. And even though you like her, it's exciting, but it's kind of weird. That's how it is for me with my wife. It's that electric thing. That's my wife I've had children with. I don't want some man or woman touching me. Do you get it through your little pea brain, you bastards? I mean, I'm sick of your garbage, New World Order. I want you to know that. All right, I'm sorry I'm ranting. Jim, we're going to break. I'll come back with you some. We're going to break, but what did you think of that Ventura interview?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm with you. In fact, I've been turning down speaking engagements because I do not want to fly. In fact, and when I do have to accept something, I tell them right up front, if the TSA, I said, I am not going to have my DNA uncoupled by those terahertz radiation machines, and they're not touching my genitals. I said, if they say, then you can't fly, I said, then I'm not going to be there.
Stay there. We'll be right back.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Paul Watson is coming up. I'll introduce him and bring him in, and then he's interviewed Bob Chapman. Close out the 27th hour, so I'll do 26 hours here off and on. I want to appreciate Aaron coming in for a few hours and Paul Watson earlier in the morning. I'm not sure about the whole scheduling, but we're going to attempt to restream the 27 hours again when the show's over today or somewhere thereafter. So we'll leave the video boxes up. If not, it's all going to be archived at prisonplanet.tv. Finishing up with Jim Mars. Jim, I guess we let you go when Ventura was on so it wouldn't cross lines, but he said, I told him that you were saying that you appreciate him with his lawsuit and his attempt, and he said, stay on the trail of the assassins, and thanks you, Jim.
Great.
Since you missed that. But
hey, why don't we all jump in and refile his suit as a class action suit?
I'm ready to sign on to it. I'm really thinking about suing him anyways.
I am too, but because have you ever considered this, Alex? At the height of Hitler's Nazi Third Reich, the Gestapo, who admittedly, if they got you alone in the basement, would do almost anything, but still in all, even the Nazis, at the height of their power, did not have the audacity to try to grope people in a public place, because those Europeans in the 30s and 40s would not have put up with that. Why are we putting up with this? I don't understand it.
I don't know either. It just absolutely makes my head spin.
Well, listen, I know you're getting tired and ragged out here after the long thing, and everybody's listening. Listen, you need to support Alex, and you need to contribute whatever you can, because Alex, along with a lot of other people, is reaching a lot of people. He probably reaches more people than the people that read my books, because people don't seem to be reading much anymore. And you need to support Alex. You really do. And I appreciate everyone who has put their
money where their mouth is.
And their money, up to do that. And I congratulate you.
Well, Jim, I want to congratulate the people that have donated to the InfoWars Money Bomb and that continue throughout the weekend because it's having a huge effect. And look what we've built. I got to have you back down now. We've doubled the size of the studio. We've built the whole. The TV is now reaching overall about another 1 million people a week.
You've doubled that big warehouse area you had.
Yep.
You must be covering about most of South Austin by now.
No, look, as we found it the cheapest. It is out here by the airport, and it is an industrial area, and we had to put a lot of stuff in. That was why we got it so cheap. This is the cheapest square foot in the city. Weldon Henson's the one that actually found this place 4 years ago, and then it took us about 6-8 months to move in and everything, and then the rest is history. But let me tell you, folks, any place in Austin is not cheap. Austin is not a cheap place to live, so, Alex needs all the help he can get. Yeah, but, well, when it comes to the rent, it's a nut to crack, but nothing compared to the bandwidth and stuff. The point is the economy's so bad, they couldn't lease the thing next door, so I got that. I thought this was a good deal. I got that for like half of what I got this, and so it is big. In fact, we haven't even filled it all up. It's got room to grow. That's my plan, because I don't want to leave here. And we put a lot of time and energy into it. We could have done all this. Folks, look what we built. Go watch the videos. You see the shows. Our output against the globalists is a lot bigger. You can call toll-free and donate 888-253-3139 or InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com. And, of course, there's JimMars.com, right? What's the best website to visit and check out your stuff, Jim?
That's it. Interestingly enough, JimMars.com. In fact, I've got a whole new look. Just recently put up a whole new website with bells, whistles, and it's really looking up to date and
bells,
spiffy.
Whistles, and thingamajiggers.
That's right.
And whiz banger. Hey, God bless you, brother. Always good talking to you.
Thank you, Alex. Good luck to you. And let's all press on, because always remember my motto: none of us are as smart as all of us.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory